record. There we go. And I'm going to pass to Fiona.
Thank you. First of all, I want to apologise about the lateness for the call. I had it in my head it was 1:30, so I do apologise for being late. So what I'm going to do for you today is talk you through a bit about Love Corby and how to get the best out of your membership. The reason why I'm sort of taking the call today is I'm obviously very passionate about Love Corby and sit on the marketing team, but also myself, I've been a member of Love Corby for many years. So as a salesperson myself, I'm hopefully going to give you some top tips on how to get the best out of your membership, because some people, whether you're new or very long existing members and want to come on and bring back to life your membership. Some come for the networking meetings, some come for the online sort of promotion that you get. But there is more top tips that we can share with you today to really help you get the best of why it's so important that you're a member of Love Corby. So what I'm going to do now is, and I'm hoping everyone's going to tell me that this works, I'm going to share my screen. And if someone can just let me know when they can see their own faces, because that bit's always really weird, isn't it? That's amazing. Thank you so much. So I am just going to start with a PowerPoint. So lots of you will have seen this sort of section before. So what is Love Corby? What do we do? So it's roughly £10 a month for a business to be a member of Love Corby, but it's really the beating heart of not only Corby, but the surrounding areas. So some of our members do come from Oundle, Thrapston, sort of moving over to Peterborough, but also Kettering, Market Harborough. So even though you may not be in Corby, there are still lots of opportunities to promote your business and work with people that essentially work through Corby. There's monthly networking meetings, which include Meet the Member. You as a member yourself, you get the opportunity to request hosting one of these. Please drop myself, Carly or Lorna a message about that. You can also promote jobs, events, promotions, but also find your next part of your pipeline sales. And, from personal feeling, I feel it's really, really affordable way to be part of a local community and local business and group. In terms of traffic to the website, we do experience really high traffic, sometimes 10,000 views within 30 days. So really, really high views in terms of who's visiting us, finding out what's going on within the area. So who is behind Love Corby and who is it that you speak to? So I'm a couple of pictures missing, so I do apologise. I'll start with Graham. So Graham is our chairperson and he officially took over Love Corby a few years ago. It was run and supported by the local council, but Graham very kindly decided to take on Love Corby. He runs his own business himself and is equally very, very busy, but takes it on as a bit of a passion piece, really, because he is a Corby man through and through and very, very passionate about supporting and giving back to the areas. The next picture is Carly, and she's joining us on the call today. So she's the lady behind all the emails that you get around upcoming events. Carly is really committed to Love Corby and joined the team this year. There isn't a picture of our lovely Lorna because you've got her on the call today, but not only does Lorna's team, SE agency, look after the web and the social side of it. She's also a very, very committed, and she's been working alongside Graham and Craig, holding the reins and making really good decisions in terms of supporting charities, businesses, and parts of the local community really thrive. I joined the team earlier this year alongside Nick and Marion, who also do great work with the team. Just in terms of what's up for grabs for the rest of the year, we've got a lovely testimonial there and lots of positive things in the area at the moment coming from Love Corby. But we do have our next meeting, which is Thursday, the 16th of October. That's going to be at Adrenaline Alley with a tour as well, which is very impressive if you've never been before. And then the 20th of November, which is with Greg Ward and Victoria Wright. I've just realised I've typed that wrong. Apologies, at the Cube. And then we have our Christmas lunch, which is always a really exciting event to be at. So what we're going to move to now is I'm going to log into the website. Can I just check everyone can still hear and see me before I carry on? That's great. So when you go into Love Corby website, I'm just going to move this down. There we go. Perfect. So when you're on lovecorby.co.uk, the first thing you'll do as a member is you'll come in, and I'm logged in myself. I am a member of Love Corby myself, as well as sitting on the marketing team. So you'll log in, and then you have the various options here. So you have your dashboard, your listings, add a listing, bookmarks, and account. But before we go into that area, really, to discuss your benefits, something from a sales lead perspective is just worth mentioning is all of our members are listed here on the website. So Sorry to pick on people on the call, but I just noticed Becky's on the call. So just to sort of bring to life the benefits of that, for example. So Becky at the moment is going to sell corporate wine packages for sort of Christmas bundles and offers. So what Becky might want to do is target Love Corby members and offer a promotional rate or some sort of package that would suit the commercial people within the Love Corby group. So what Becky could do is she could head up to our membership page, she could select one of the areas, or she could just scroll all the way through. She could find out who's part of it and say, Bailey Skip Hire. I'm equally a Love Corby member. Are you coming to the next networking meeting? Can we hook up and discuss? I've got some great packages. Equally, in return, I'd love to recommend any of your Skip Hire to the Thrapston customers that I also have. So this, for me, when I was a member in my previous role, was a really fantastic sales tool, because it's letting you know sometimes there's these businesses within the area that you can sometimes go unnoticed and not realise are part of your community. And it might be that sometimes that they're a member, but they just don't come to our networking meetings. So this in itself is an absolutely fantastic sales tool, if you like. And then what you could do is, let's just click on my profile, not for any reason, not trying to sell myself, but just no, where's Graham? There we go. So what you can do is you can call the person and you can get straight through to them, get directions, bookmark it as one of your favourites. But you can actually then leave a review for that person. And what that will do is then boost that person's ranking and ratings up on the website. So that's a really nice thing that you can do for that person. I won't steal any of Lorna's thunder, because I certainly don't pretend to be any sort of technical expert, but making sure your profiles are updated with the keywords and your profile is really, really selling itself with the most amount of pictures is really, really key. The next bit I want to talk about is jobs on the website. So it's really important that even if you've got volunteering opportunities, so I noticed Ken from Northamptonshire Health Charities on the call today, but for example, if you've got the Christmas Elf campaign that's coming up with Northants Health Charity, you could load a volunteering opportunity, and that could be a job that you could load when I talk you through your dashboard in a second. But any upcoming jobs are here at the moment. So for example, CDR are on the call. If there's a job that you're promoting that you're really struggling to fill, you can absolutely get them loaded here, and then we can promote them on social media for you. And of course, on the website, it gets listed as one of the jobs. So that can be anything really, from volunteering or obviously paid work, of course. Moving on to events, just want to talk you through that area. So this is really where our sort of B2C or B2B customer will drive massive traffic to the website. So if you Google things to do in Corby, it will probably take you straight through to this page. So you can actually filter your categories. So you can move into, you just want to have some fun with your family at weekends, you want a local event to go to, or if you want to have a business event, it will then show you there's a networking event coming up, that's a work event. So this area is fantastic, and this is where you can load your events to really get that full exposure in terms of what you offer. So even if you don't have an event, you can be really creative with that. So let's move on, and then we can have a think about what that looks like. So let's take a look at some of the videos. So this is actually videos that we've been sent to by our members. So if you have a video and you would like us to upload it, please do so. Please let Carly and Lorna know, because, for example, Iron Pits, there's a great video there fed from YouTube, so we can get that on for you. So if you yourself have a really great video, we can feature that on the website for you and get that uploaded. That's no problem. And then finally, and the bit that I think everyone is probably most interested in, is really your own profile. So when you log into your Love Corby membership, you'll be able to see your own listing. So here it will give you all the information you require on your own profile. So what's happened in the last 24 hours, 7 days, and you can really change that across the last 12 months and work out who's viewing your profile, how many clicks, were they viewing you on desktop or mobile, and what devices they're looking from. And then also in terms of listings, so when you go to my listings, you should just see, my apologies, let's just go to my listings. You should just see one, which is your profile. And that's when you become a Love Corby member. And that's what Carly approves for you. And you can see that will always sit there as an open one. So you never delete that one. However, you do want to update your profile and change the wording, add a picture, change your opening hours. This is where you would do this. You would edit your profile here now that you're all live and approved. And then add a listing. So this is where you can load the job. that I mentioned before. So this is where you can pop in volunteering or a specific role. You can put your business logo, the job description, and make it really attractive and really fun. Or equally, you can load an event. Now, what some people have said to me in the past is, well, I'm a marketing expert. I don't have any events. It could just be that you have some sort of a 10% sale discount. Now, in terms of being a Love Corby member, the biggest thing that you'll want to see is your own return on investment. So, what you could do is load a 10% discount off your packages for the rest of quarter 4. So you could do October through to December. We're a marketing expert, and we design logos. We design company logos. We're going to do 10% off. Quote Love Corby, and you can load that from the 1st of October to the 31st of December. Drop me an email and quote Love Corby. That could in itself be an event. So you really can control how that looks. And then lastly, you can look at your account details, so you can change your password and do anything you need on that. But for me, adding the listing is really, really key to boosting your profiles and your hits on there. And then just going back to the homepage as well. And then if there's anything that's really key, sometimes that will then feature on our home website. So you'll see that when anyone visits the website and they're on the home, you scroll down and naturally the upcoming things will just sit on the website and people can just keep scrolling through. So the more you invest, the more you'll get out of it. I'm just going to scooch back to here. Okay, and then just some other top tips for you in terms of to go back. So the other top tips in terms of managing your profile is when you are on the networking or you're speaking to other Love Corby members, finding out what's in everyone else's diaries. What events have you got coming up? Have you got any new brands you're launching? What's happening in your pipeline in the next 12 months? What changes have you got? Is there any businesses that would recommend me that you're currently working with at the moment that would maybe need my services? And really using Love Corby as the point of reference for any business within the area. Also letting us know. So if you know of anything that's happening that you think that Love Corby could be involved with, we love shining a light on anything really happening locally. The more people you reach, the more people we reach, and then we all help each other. So let's have a look at a bit of a Q&A before we finish up. So what is included within my Love Corby membership? Obviously your profile, the promotions, the monthly networking, newsletters are coming up soon. That's something we're working on. Updating your profile can be done at any time. And one bit of advice I would have is to block diary Love Corby time. So whilst it's a commitment every month to come to the networking meetings, just doing 30 to 60 minutes once a month to update your profile is such a great way to get more hits, more visits, and get seen more. Because if you load an event, SC Agency will then take that event and promote it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. So how often do you get promoted? So once a month is standard, but then if you load in the events, that's extra. If you have any information, it's the lovely Carly, who we'll come to in a second, who you can contact, which is info@lovecorby.co.uk. All of the networking is available on the website, and I'll just pop back to that. When are we releasing next year's dates? So funnily enough, we've just finished a meeting where we're going through all the dates and finalising them, and they'll be out with you in the next few weeks. You can forget, if you've forgotten your password, you can do a reset. And of course, you can bring a guest with you. It's £15 for a networking event on itself. And then it's free, of course, if you are a member. So all of the events are listed here up with the networking area of the website. And we always load 4 at any one time. So you'll see here the one we're on, the next one, the next one. So there's always 4 at any given time. So you can always do your calendar nice and early in advance. So I will stop sharing now. So hopefully that is...
Fiona, could I just suggest one thing that we could go through perhaps? On the when people actually edit their own profile, could you go through the steps, perhaps where people add photos or make changes there? Because I know some members have perhaps one line of text, so that might be worth just sharing your profile.
Perfect. Am I not sharing now?
No.
Oh my gosh. Was I sharing all the way through then?
Yes.
Thank goodness for that. I couldn't sleep last night worrying about it. Okay, so let me go back. So hopefully this is going to work. Please do let me know if it comes off or anything. So let's go back to, okay, so my listings. And then where your own profile is under my listings, you can edit. And then, for example, I've just had a really fandangled photo shoot. So I would want to change my picture. So I can delete that one. I can upload a new one. And then I can scroll down to the bottom and I can click Save Changes. That amendment would come through to Carly and she would be able to approve that. Equally, if I wanted to change my opening hours, I could change that here and I could go down to the bottom and Save Changes. All the areas are here on the left-hand side. So if it was just the images you wanted to change, or if it was just your location, if you've moved offices, or just your listings, you can head straight there and then change your settings. Anything else anyone would like to see before I move over to Lorna and Carly? Everyone's mesmerised. That's wonderful. So what I'll do now is hand over to Lorna, because obviously Lorna manages the social media side of it. So Lorna's got some fantastic tips on how to get the wording right and how to present your company within the best light in terms of getting the right searches to find you.
Thanks, Fiona. Yeah, so websites and being found is very much about the written content. So if, for example, on your own website, you have a one-page website with one line of or a sentence of text, and then you have the same on Love Corby, the chances of you being found are going to obviously be reduced highly, because search engines are driven by words and the word count and the relevance of the word count. So the more text you put in on your own website and on your Love Corby profile, and the more relevance to the area, your services, or your products, anything that you're offering, you are going to have a higher chance of being found, because when people type anything into their searches, the IP address is going to be found, and they're going to be looking at what businesses are relevant to what that search is that somebody's entered. So when it comes to your profile listing, you really need to make sure that you have definitely a few paragraphs of text. And you need to really spell out what you do in terms of how people would type. So rather than me, it's more about what you can offer for somebody else. So think, what would somebody type in? So if I'm looking for a corporate gift, I'm going to use Becky again because it's easy. If I'm looking for a wine hamper and I type in wine hamper locally, then Becky's, hopefully she would be either found on her own website or she'll be found on Love Corby, because she's actually accounted for those descriptions and those search terms. So they're incredibly important. The more images you have on your profile, the better, because in addition to the words, images are found on search engines as well. So you just need to make sure that any image you upload is not called 9001.img.jpg, because that's not going to be found. It has no relevance on a search engine. But if your image is champagne Christmas packages, Christmas hampers, Thrapston or something, or Northamptonshire, those words will get found. So it's just making sure every image that you upload has a really, really good description that will help you be found. By incorporating links within your website, within your profile, that will also help. Making sure that you have all of your social media added, because again, they're inbound links to your website. And although for us at Love Corby, obviously what we're trying to do is grow our own traffic for Love Corby, because we want to add value to you as members, we also need to add value by making sure that people are clicking through to you. Now, if your website is not featured, or if your social media is not on there, then again, you're missing out yourself. Because obviously we give a lot of our time free of charge. We don't have that extra capacity to go into everybody's profile and say, "Oh, well written. Oh, hang on a minute, you've missed your social media. We'll email you and you send it to us." We've got to rely on everybody adding their profile and really, really promoting it. And I think some good
What,
areas.
sorry, what do you mean by adding your social media? Is there a section to do?
There's within your profile, it allows you to add your social media URLs. So
Okay,
I think when Fiona listed it, the left-hand
I'll
column, then
show
put
that.
social.com.
okay,
I'll
got
show
you.
that.
I'll double
Yeah,
check.
I'll show that on your profile here, where you've got. I'll just quickly show you. So my listings, and then you go into edit your own page, and then you'll see on the left hand it says social network. You click there, it scrolls down, and you can add either your LinkedIn and all your different Facebook sections, and then you can save it at the bottom.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, for your own websites, any inbound links are a big tick again for search engines from the likes of Google. So maximize Love Corby to maximize your own website. And I think what Fiona touched on earlier about the events, and it doesn't always have to be an actual event that's listed. And where she mentioned 10% off a package. I'm kind of looking across and kind of seeing what everybody does. But I guess, Richard, from your perspective at Potter Leroyd, it could be, things that are available to purchase as a commercial property, or they may be available to let. So utilize that to promote and push areas of the business that you want to push. Obviously, for Becky, it might be the special offers on different packages. Bridget, I'm guessing yours probably will fall more under events if there's training events, but they might fall into both kind of categories. So really, really have a think about what your offering is and maximize that. The more you do, really, it's going to make a big, big difference, and the better for your listing. In terms of the social media side, like Fiona mentioned, my business manages that on behalf of Love Corby. We don't have a vast amount of time to create lots and lots of content for everybody, because we want to make sure that members at least get their own listing. So we can't go into your website and see, oh, what events you've got on, if you're not listing them on Love Corby, and then spend time trying to find stuff from you. So what we do is there will always be a welcome post, and then there will be your generic profile post. They get repeated, so if you renew your membership, the welcome post will appear again, but your business generic post will get appeared. It's basically, we work through them so that there's always a members post that goes out every day. Now we extract that information from your Love Corby profile. So if your Love Corby profile has one line of text, sometimes we will go and have a look on your website, but actually the more information you put on there, the better your social media profile will be when we share a post. So again, it's really, really important that you put that information on there. And like Fiona said earlier, if there's anything that you want to share that's not an event, it's not a job, but it's something specific that doesn't fall within the website, then do let us know. But what we would require from you is the written content and an image to go with it, because again, we're limited on time. So the more information you provide us, then we can get that post out there. So it's really, really important. Like Fiona said, is allocating a little bit of time per month to spend on it, because it is a part of your sales channel. And from a marketing person, the reason I've stayed involved in Love Corby is I just realize how much businesses can get out of it for very, very little cost. As a marketing person, I would highlight it and kind of recommend it to anybody, really, and not just because I'm kind of a part of the team, but it's just so low cost. So hopefully there's a few tips there that are relevant, even if there's just one. Hopefully they will all work and help you to grow your business further, and renew your membership each time it comes up as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording part now. now. And then I'm going to pass back to Carly. She did kind of talk through a little bit earlier, but just to see if Carly has anything else to say. Hang on, let me just stop the recording. There we go.